Today I am in my garden and I wanted to just talk about how the garden is looking so far in July. It is the end of July and I just want to show a few things that are doing really well and talk about some things that I have already pulled from the garden just based on how they were like growing or performing, whatever. So there's kind of like a shadow on my face. I can't really tell. Anyway, so yeah, it is the end of July. I have kind of skipped a couple weeks of showing what's going on just because I was busy, but I wanted to show a few things in the garden that are doing really well and talk about the end of July and what I plan to do in August. So behind me, a few things have changed. This side of the garden seems to be kind of, I don't want to say playing out, but well, the perennials for sure have kind of slowed down. I had a lot of daisies behind me, Shasta daisies, and I think they started blooming maybe in April. So April, May, June, I think April, May, June, halfway through July, they were just blooming every day, every week. And then I don't know if it's the heat or if that's their normal like growing cycle. It's my first year having daisies, but they have slowed down. So I pruned those or deadheaded the ones that have died, and some of the echinacea are still growing, but not too many. I think those will still keep growing if they have any more little blooms come up, but at the moment there are not a whole lot of those. So the other thing are the black-eyed Susans. There was one back here on this side which had just really dried out. I think it was so hot. And then there's one behind me, which you can see it back there. It's still blooming. There's two. You can see the butterflies. There are two back there. They're still doing okay. They're a little bit kind of dried out looking, or not looking great, but I'm going to leave them for now just for the color. And then when they start to get new buds, I'll probably deadhead those back also. Another area behind me and on this side, I have planted a lot of zinnias and cosmos. Well, the zinnias and cosmos, they started, falling over. We get a lot of storms and thunderstorms, and so you may even be able to see back there how those zinnias are falling over in that area. They just get really heavy, and I don't usually have to stake them. I don't know if it's just the variety that I planted or how I planted them, but I've got another group of zinnias growing in the front, and over here on this side, I'll show you in a few minutes that I actually ordered some more of those. Those are Johnny's seeds. I got Queen Lime series, and then I also had some called Aurora, which are new. I planted those, and I ordered another pack of 250 Aurora Zinnia seeds that I plan to plant back here because I want this area to keep going as far into the year as I can. So I looked yesterday, and I had planted the zinnias here and here a month ago, maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago. So I think if I plant these zinnias over here, as long as they get plenty of sun, that I think they're still going to grow and bloom probably by maybe the end of August or early September, and then I'll have those, fingers crossed, up until October. That's my hope anyway. I just want to keep this area going because it's still really hot. August is a really hot month for us, and I don't want to like just be done with flowers in the garden. I'm probably going to make this kind of a quick talk. My neighbor just started. Let me see if I can get in a spot where I can see. Nope. Okay, I'm probably going to make this kind of a quick talk. My neighbor just started weed eating, and it's probably going to get pretty loud. It's probably going to mow the garden next. So, mow his yard next. So I'm going to just talk about what I'm going to change or do, and then kind of walk around and show the parts of the garden that are still doing really well or really just kind of starting. And then I'm just going to pull a few weeds and call it a day, or at least for the video, because it's hot. and I don't want to be out here when it's super hot trying to do anything in the garden. I usually come out here early in the morning or at the end of the day when the sun is not directly out like it is over here, because it is just way too hot. I mean, sometimes our heat index is well over 100, like 105, 106, 108, and even though I guess I can tolerate it pretty well, it's just too hot. And if there's shade and breeze, that is just like the ideal time for me to come out in the garden and do some work. So anyway, with that being said, that's really it for this side of the garden. Also, I planted some sunflowers, like mini. They get about 4 feet tall. Some sunflowers back here about 2 weeks ago, and they're doing okay. I think there may be one little section that I have to pull out on the other side of them so they can get full sun as long as they can during the day. So those will start growing quicker. That way, hopefully in September I'll have, or maybe end of August, I'll have a little patch of sunflowers behind me. So that's really it for this side. So I'm just gonna walk around and show you the other side, and then like I said, maybe clean up a couple things, pull a few weeds, and to show as more of a close-up, this is the perennial area that is really just kind of stopped blooming. I have one daisy right there. There's like one echinacea right there, one or two. This is an echinacea right here, and here's one right here. You can see it. There's actually another little baby bud that's getting ready to bloom. So probably there's one right there too. There's probably several of these echinacea that are going to bloom again. I will just have to see what happens with those. Here's a little sunflower. It's like a little half circle sunflower. I'm gonna pull not the black-eyed Susan, but some of these cosmos and zinnias. So this sun right here will be all in this area the whole entire day, because I want those to grow. This is a patch of basil, some other things. This is the Johnny seeds, zinnias, and I'm going to remove most of this in the next few days or week and replant Johnny seeds over here. I ordered a pack of 250 Aurora zinnia seeds, and since they're doing so well over here and on the other side, I'll show you. Okay, on this side of the garden is this side of the garden is very different this year, and I love it. Last year I had zinnias, sunflowers, zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers, and I have a different variety this year, and I'm really happy with it. I've got like a little watermelon right here. It's I don't know, I'm not sure if it's gonna, I've seen a few little babies on it, but they dry up. Like if they don't get pollinated, they like dry up really fast. So I've got, on this side, I've got celosia, some tiny little celosia, which I'm happy because these are such like delicate little seeds that I'm just happy that these have even gotten this far. I've got a patch of zinnias and cosmos right here. There's a couple volunteer marigolds that were just seeds from last year, and then behind that I've got a Mexican sunflower, which is doing really well. There's a sunflower back there, and then let me come back over here to this side. I've got these black-eyed Susans, and then I've got several, I think about 6 dahlia plants right here. You can see these, they're all different colors. These are floret dahlias, and I'm just so happy with those. This one started falling over, so I put a stake on it, and so yeah, I plan to plant those or some kind of dahlia seeds here again next year. And then this is the Johnny seeds Aurora that are blooming right here. I really like these. I'm gonna plant those again on the other side. Got my little trellis right here. It's just got some green beans on it, and those are down at the bottom. And then I've got more Mexican sunflower, a sunflower, and then a couple other sunflowers behind that. Right back here are my elephant ears. You can see this one is on the west side. This one that is on the east side seems to be the happiest. It's huge, or I mean, I think it's pretty big. I'm really happy with those. I got those at Costco and planted those I had to plant them twice. The first set, I think I planted too early and they rotted. So anyway, this is another patch of little mini sunflowers. I have some of those planted on the side of my house, and I'm excited to see those get bigger because they're really, really pretty. I don't want to entirely remove that until I plant something else or something else gets started going. So now I am just going to, hang on. My neighbor is weed eating, so I'm going to try to talk a little louder. So today, right now I'm going to finish watering. Right now I'm just going to finish watering behind me. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Next week I'm going to have another video where I'm going to plant some new zinnias, I hope, if those make it in time. So anyway, thank you for watching.